Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're looking to improve your putting, you definitely need to check out this video. I'm going to show y'all the top 7 tips that I've been using to help improve my putting. The first thing is going to be super easy, and it's going to be the same as any improvement with golf, and that's find a good professional to take lessons. I took a lesson with my golf coach, Carlos Brown, years ago, and he helped me better understand aim point and being able to feel the break on greens. Now I know aim point is a bad word in a lot of golf communities. You know, people think it takes a lot longer to read a putt. Aim point is quicker for me because I can actually feel the break versus having to get behind the ball, get beside the ball, try and read the putt from every side. So make sure you're taking lessons for putting because it's absolutely crucial. And if you look at the vast majority of the strokes on your scorecard, anywhere between 25 and 40 of those strokes are going to end up being putting. So you definitely want to use a golf coach to help you improve there. So the second tip is going to be make sure you're getting fit for a putter. Whether you go up to Second Swing or PGA Tour Superstore or your local golf facility or golf course, what you want to do is make sure that you're trying out multiple putters and seeing which one you like the best. Y'all have probably seen some of our past videos where I was doing various tests, comparing the Scotty Cameron versus the Good putter. And for me, that has dramatically helped me know, hey, I'm more comfortable with this putter at these particular distances, and this is what I need to work on. And along with getting fit for a putter, make sure you're getting fit for a grip, because like right here, I've got the Golf Pride reverse taper grip. Here, I've got the Super Stroke, and on the Good blade putter, we still have the original grip. And I absolutely struggled with the Good blade and standard grip. But when I was using the mallet putter and using the Golf Pride reverse taper grip, it definitely has helped me sink more putts. So tip number 3, make sure you're using the same ball on every round and every hole. Especially once you get used to the feel of one ball. If you found a different ball in the woods or whatever, and then you get up on the green, the sound of it's going to be different, right? You've got harder balls versus softer balls. You want to make sure you're using the same ball every time. That way you're not changing one of the factors. Putting's already hard enough. You don't want to go between different balls and different feel and have them react differently off your club face. So make sure you're using the same ball every time. When we've been doing our putting tests, we've been using the Callaway Chrome Soft X's, which are the Tour certified balls. But recently I've been using the Callaway Chrome Tour X's. Absolutely love how those feel and respond on the green during chipping and putting. So tip number 4 is going to be to make sure that you're practicing your putting from different distances and different lies. So we'll go ahead and jump back here on the putting green and I'll show you a few examples. For me, my goal as somebody who likes to die a putt into the hole or maybe go 1 foot past, I want to always make sure that I'm getting right to the hole or just a foot past. It doesn't matter if it's a short putt or if it's a long putt. I always want it to be right around that area. So here you can see I'm about 6 feet. And I rolled a little bit too far. So the first one rolled a little bit too far, but then the other 2 were exactly where I wanted them to go. Now, this is a slight uphill putt, and I know it's a little bit of a more steep uphill putt as I move further back. So I'm going to jump back, do another couple of putts. So right here, we're at about 15 feet. And then same thing, I want to make sure I've got good alignment. And I'm just getting it just to the edge of the hole or dying it in. So that one rolled off the back of the green, so I definitely put it a little bit too hard. So I want to practice, make sure I take a little bit off of that. I'm happy with that distance, so maybe I need to aim a little bit to the left. And there you go. So these 2 putts were definitely right in the range that I want them to go. And I'd be absolutely happy if I'm 13, 14 feet on a green and I left it to a tap in at a foot away. All right, let's jump over to the 5th tip. So tip number 5 is going to be to use alignment sticks when you're practicing your putting, just like you do on the driving range. Let's get back here and I'll show you how to set them up. I've set up the first alignment stick pointed directly at the hole and it's directly behind the ball. So the second alignment stick is what I'm going to use to kind of gauge where my feet are from a distance perspective. My son struggles a little bit by leaving his club face open, and it's typically because he has his right foot pulled back, just like he does when he's trying to hit a draw. I want to make sure that my feet are equidistant from this alignment stick, which is exactly 7 inches all the way down. You'll notice that my feet are not aimed at the hole. That's not what we want. We want our feet to be aimed over here, which is about 7 to 8 inches left of the hole, because the ball and the club face need to be aimed at the hole. That's one thing that I've done to help me make sure that every time I'm setting up, I'm aimed exactly where I think I am. All right, we're almost done. So tip number 6 is gonna be to use a yardstick or to use tees to set up a gate. That way you can do putting drills to make sure that your ball is always starting on the line that you want it to. Let's jump back on the putting green. I'm gonna show you what we learned from 2016 US Women's Open champion Brittany Lang on how to use a yardstick to practice putting. Now you can see I still have my alignment stick set up. That kind of just helps me, again, to make sure that my feet are in the right position, the club face is in the right position. What I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and roll the ball all the way down along the yardstick and have it not fall off to either side, because then that's gonna tell me that the ball's going exactly where I want it to. If the ball's falling off on the outside, that means you're leaving the club face a little bit open. And if it's falling off on the side that you are, that means you're closing your club face. So alternatively, you can use tees in the ground to do the gate drill. So I'm gonna set up, make sure everything's lined up where I want it to go. And then putt through the gate and know that I'm going exactly where I want it to go. The 7th and final tip is gonna be a little bit crazy. And for those of you who are like me that use aim point, you might actually love this one. So here I've got 2 different levels. One is a little small one that I can keep in my golf bag, and this one's a little bit bigger. It's a 2-foot long level. I use these to measure the angle of the slope of the break. That way I can actually kind of figure out and help understand how much it's gonna break. So let's jump back to the putting green one more time. So you can see about 1/3 of the way up on this putt, I have 3.6% slope left to right. And you can see once it gets a little bit closer, here about 2/3 of the way, you can see we have 0.8% or 0.8 degrees of a slope left to right. All right, so we're going uphill putt. And as we saw, about 1/3 of the way, it was 3.5% or 3.5 degrees of slope. And then 2/3 of the way, it was just under 1 degree. So I'm gonna read that probably out about 3.5 fingers because of the beginning. And that's gonna actually tell me that I need to aim all the way over here, which is about 3 feet. As long as I get my speed right, this should die into the hole or get close. And there we go. I'm happy with that. I don't expect to make every putt from 15 feet. And again, I'll gladly take a 6-inch tap in. All right, now we're gonna do the opposite putt. It's going downhill, so I'm gonna have to hit this probably half as hard as I hit it before. And I'm probably gonna have to aim 4 feet out in order for this to just kind of ride the slope down. And look at that. You guys could see it actually ended up just a little bit short of the hole. But again, from this type of distance, I'm incredibly happy to just walk up, be able to do a tap in. Appreciate y'all taking the time to check out this video. I hope these 7 tips help you with your putting just like they've helped me. Back in 2014, I played on the Golf Channel Amateur Tour, and the one time in my entire life I broke 80. I shot a 78 during a tournament. And a huge part of it was thanks to some of these tips. Learning how to use aim point and being able to read a green quickly and being able to have an idea of how much a putt is gonna break was game changing for me. If I recall correctly, I think I had something like 26 or 28 putts in that round. After I got injured in 2014, 2015, I didn't play as often and my handicap obviously crept back up. Recently, I've started implementing a lot of these things again and it's helped me get my handicap back down. I started off this year around the mid 16s and I'm all the way down to a 13.5 right now. And honestly, I know I'm gonna keep going down because my putting has improved so much because I'm using a lot of these tips again. If you guys want to see any more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're doing an entire series on all of the things that I've done to help reduce my handicap so far and the things that I'm going to continue doing. And I will be honest, some of those things are things that I'm getting directly from my coach as I'm taking lessons. Our next video in this series will be chipping, which is where I'll talk about the things that I've done around the green to help improve my chipping and my short game. And I will say that that directly feeds into my putting getting better because you and I are both more likely to make a putt from 10 to 12 feet than we are from 25 to 30 feet. And the best way to be able to get closer to the pin is to improve on your short game. So we hope to see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care.